Ulehi kau kala o kanahele, le ala kupu kupua o kaiona, kahine kia ipua. Mai lai ke oho ka palai, elohe mai lai ka ohu maluki, ka malulau kukui. Kukui e kamu o wala ua e, I ka paela mai na ka malei, he home ho na awao. Wao e ka huala ni polua, I ka lei o na hitu uho a pili, o paua hilani. Hei noa no pauahi.
Let us join in prayer. Loving and merciful God, as this class of 2020 celebrates a step forward into a new and awaiting world, let us be mindful of the blessings you have bestowed. For these schools which provide a strong foundation to build upon as they move forward beyond Kapalama. For our Kumu, who have given of themselves in ways that may be only understood with the passage of time. For the sacrifices of families who have cheered on these young people and stood by their side. For each other's friendship found only among classmates and peers. And for Kali'i Bernice Pauahi and her foresight to care for her people. May each of these graduates continue to honor her legacy with pride, dignity, and aloha. Provide them with courage to ho'omau as they go forward. Fill them with humility and success and abundance, compassion for those less fortunate, generosity in the midst of challenges, gratitude for friends, mentors, and ohana, and wisdom to discern. We pray, O Lord, for the well-being of all people everywhere, especially in these unexpected times of challenge and uncertainty. Makainoa kamakua. Amen.
Aia ka palapala mai ka puke o ka pisitole a Paulo ka luna o lalo I ke kolosa mo kuna e kahi, pauku Eva a umikumama lua. No leila hoi, mai ka manawa mai I lohe ai maua, ale maua I ho'oki ka pule no oko. Me ka noi aku I ho'opiha ia mai oko me ka ike I kona make, a me ka naawau I o maka uhane. I hele o ko maka pono o ka haku, I nā mea a pau I oru ia mai ai, e hua mai ana I ka hua mana hana mai ka I a pau, me ka mahua ana e o ke ike ana I ke akua. E hoi kaika nui ia mai o ko e kona mananani, I ke kūpaa ana a me ke aho nui a me ke oli. Me ka ho'o mai ka I aku I ka makua nana kako I ho'opono mai, I loa'a mai ia I kako e pono e ili mai ana I ka po'e hai pule I ke au. Here is the scripture reading from Colossians chapter 1, verse 9 through 12, New International Version. For this reason, since the day we heard about you, we have not stopped praying for you. We continually ask God to fill you with the knowledge of His will through all the wisdom and understanding that the Spirit gives. so that you may live a life worthy of the Lord and please Him in every way, bearing fruit in every good work, growing in the knowledge of God, being strengthened with all power according to His glorious will, so that you may have great endurance and patience, and giving thanks to the Father, who has qualified you to share in the inheritance of His holy people in the kingdom of light. Here ends the reading.
Aloha mai kako. I am Taylor Cox, the senior class president. Back in December, as 2019 drew to a close, I envisioned 2020 as being awesome, amazing, and most of all, the most memorable year to date because there are so many reasons to believe it couldn't have been any other way. Awesome, definitely. Our boys basketball, girls soccer, wrestlers, and paddling teams were racking up W's others yearn for. Amazing, yes. A handful of my classmates received early decisions from Stanford, Yale, Duke, and MIT, to name a few. Memorable, by far, that is an understatement. Although none of us could have ever imagined ourselves celebrating this special night via a pre-recorded broadcast with heartache and teary eyes, I invite each of you to this year's 130th commencement for the Kamehameha School's Kapalama, class of 2020. Family, friends, kumu, and trustees, on behalf of the class of 2020, aloha and welcome. As freshmen, we overwhelmingly chose the color green to represent us as a class. It was during our sophomore year we named ourselves the Soldiers. And with that, for some of us, boot camp on the hill provided us with lifer status, while others bear Forti, Sevi, or Freshie. Regardless, we have all become a part of the 2020 Ohana. In the midst of our final year of training and forging our paths into the real world, an unexpected enemy infiltrated the safety of our home base. With it came broken hearts, shattered dreams, and stolen promises. From standing hand in hand, adorned with our green satin lei at the 100th annual song contest, dancing the night away at prom, asking our beloved kumu to tie our graduation kihe, walking across the stage and receiving our diplomas, to finally exchanging lei and being surrounded by each other with no boundaries. The truth is undeniable. Yes, our infamous enemy is COVID-19, yet we do not fret in the face of adversity and uncertainty. Instead, we respond with bravery, strength, resilience, and unity as the mighty soldiers. Coronavirus, weak. Murder hornets, what's next? We got you. It is events like this that only makes us stronger. We become even more unbreakable, more unshakable, and downright 2020 tough. The virus abruptly separated our class physically, yet ironically, I find so much comfort and support from friends and family during this shared struggle, through text messages, FaceTime calls, and Zoom meetings. By now, most, if not all, 439 of us celebrated earlier today with our last drive up the hill to commemorate our journey at Kamehameha. Although not ideal, I am content with knowing the people I love and care for are safe and healthy. And at this time, in true graduation fashion, please turn to your graduate and give them the hug and honi they deserve. To my 2020 soldiers, mahalo nui for allowing me the opportunity to lead our class and for teaching me the meaning of humility and respect. To all of our 2020 parents and families, I speak on behalf of all of us and express a heartfelt mahalo nui loa for being our pillars of love and support. To our kumu, mahalo for your unconditional strength and guidance. And to Keali'i Pauahi and Keakua, we are truly and forever indebted to you. As we part ways with heavy hearts and tears of sadness, we are all in this together. Wherever the future may take us, a soldier doesn't fight because he hates what's in front of him. He fights because he loves what he left behind. Remember that we are the soldiers at heart, a part of this greater warrior community. Remember that we're the class that's just beginning. Me ke aloha pumehana. Stay safe, animua, KSK 2020.
Velina mai e nā koa o Kamehameha, ho'o mai kai. O Jack Wong ko inoa, o Vao ka CEO o ke kula o Kamehameha. We're here to celebrate your achievements, to strengthen our bonds, and to renew our hopes for a brighter future. Today, amid a global health crisis, many of our hopes for restoring our community lie in you. You have worked hard and are prepared for this challenge, so we have faith that our hopes are well placed. On behalf of your Kamehameha Ohana, I wish you the best of luck. You're ready for the next leg of your journey, So find your passion, your hopes for the future, and wholeheartedly pursue your dreams. I mua Kamehameha.
E olo o Kalani, e Pauahi lani nui, aloha mai. O wao o Trustee Lance Kiave Wilhelm. On behalf of Trustees Crystal Rose, Elliot Mills, Micah Kane, and Rob Nobriga, I offer our most sincere congratulations. Keali'i Pauahi witnessed the rapid decline of the Hawaiian people. It was her optimism that inspired her to create a legacy that would give her lahui a fighting chance. And you, Napua Pauahi, are the new optimists of our time. The world you knew is no longer, but the world you create is completely up to you. Princess Pauahi knew that to save her people, to see them thrive once again, she would need to believe in and inspire those around her. Imagine the tomorrow you'll pen for the next generation. This is your time to believe in what's possible, to believe in the kahua that Kamehameha has given you, and most importantly, to believe in yourselves. I mua Kamehameha.
To the mighty soldiers of the class of 2020, we are the most unique and exceptional class in the history of Kamehameha schools. Will we be remembered as the forgotten class? Absolutely not. We have etched our place in history as soldiers with the strength and perseverance to endure any hardships that crossed our path. As the class with perfect 2020 vision, we will finally embark on our futures with a clear vision full of impactful and unforgettable legacies, just as our beloved founder Keali'i Pauahi once had. Our long journey started many years ago as Keiki of Ke Kula Ha'aha'a. One of my most memorable moments was none other than our 5th grade play, as we shed light on Pauahi's incredible story. The epitome of most of our elementary school careers was the Huaka'i Aloha Aina on Hawaii Island. We had the time of our lives, from playing trumps in the cabins, to bowling, to eating those delicious twice-baked potatoes, and pancake house. To cap off our Huaka'i, we danced Hei Noa no Pauahi as a unified army in front of the Kamehameha statue. And then there was middle school. Remember those dances in Kama Dining Hall? They were pretty fun, right? If you call storming the food line and digging immediately after fun, then yes, they were fun. Props to you all who actually danced. I also remember preparing to march up to Keku for Founders Day. We vigilantly climbed the flight of Keku stairs, side by side in uniform like a pack of soldiers going into battle. Quite ironic. Middle school was great, but our class had no idea what was about to come.
High school had many happy and unforgettable times. Didn't we all love Flick's famous chicken at Akahi? If not that, there was also the pasta bar once a week, and the other bars. Of course, I always got a tray and prayed before I ate. Many activities also filled Akahi with joy and laughter, like the pie eating and costume contests. But I'll never forget those karaoke song moments. All of them were so entertaining. However, the most powerful moment in Akahi by far was when we held hands together while we sang Kuha'aheo with Kumuhina Wong. Another great highlight was at Keku Gym, the Northern Lights banquet. Colorful lights flashed against white curtains draped along the stands while we dined on delectable food on tables decorated with centerpieces of Christmas lights. We also enjoyed a fantastic Once Upon a Dream prom at Ko'olau ballrooms, making dramatic entrances in limousines and playing ping pong, basketball, and foosball in our dresses and tuxedos. Those were not the only nights to remember. Standing and singing together, united as one class under the spotlight and the NBC arena, was where our warrior spirit shined through. We kicked off our song contest debut with a bang from our spectacular performance led by the legendary Pili na Makaika Oya I'o Franda of Lai Lai, gaining a score of 191. Our sophomore song contest performance was decent. Perhaps my mentioning of our taste of victory may have gone a little bit too far. Despite our sophomore year, we bounced right back with a stellar performance of Maki Ailana, winning 3 awards under the wonderful Tai Sama Sama Ka'imi na Awau e Te Wati, who showed so much expression the entire night. And if there was an award for speeches, Makakoa's sensational Ha'iolelo Hawaii introducing our men would definitely win it. Finally, one of the greatest moments we spent as a class was celebrating our final Founders Day as seniors. Walking down the middle aisle as we locked arms like soldiers, going into battle was a moment that we will never forget. To sing together for our beloved founder, Bernice Fauhi Bishop, for the last time was like a final hurrah for the soldiers of 2020. Our time here at Kamehameha was spent with amazing people who we really like to thank. First, mahalo to our VPs, Mrs. Boris Tang and Mr. Jay Kauka, and our counselors. Mahalo to my Hawaiian kumu, to Mr. Hutchison, Mr. Nishimura, and Mr. Grash, and to all of our kumu who supported and guided us throughout the years. Side note, it was great to be the only girl in AP Physics C. Mahalo to my friends, Roxanne, Ocean, and many more, along with Brandon, my best friend. I would also like to thank my mom, my dad, my stepdad, my stepbrother Tower, and the rest of my family on Kauai, Oahu, Lanai, Hawaii Island, and beyond.
I would personally like to thank my orchestra director, Mr. Masaki, my class advisor, Mr. Ono, Dr. Kuba, Ms. Fontaine, and Fuchs, and many other kumu who had a profound impact on my education. Shout out to Trayton, Zachariah, Zachary, Makana, Kaigu, Jordan, and Duke for enlightening me with humor that surprisingly didn't drive me nuts. Yet. Finally, I'd like to thank my mom, dad, and brother Justin for putting up with me for 18 years and molding me into the person I am today. To conclude our speech, Joe and I would like to congratulate all of you, the class of 2020 of Kamehameha School's Kapalama, the Mighty Soldiers. We won in science, speech, math, robotics, athletics, social studies, visual and performing arts. We did it together with strength, perseverance, integrity, and honor. Although our time here at KS passed so quickly, we are truly blessed to have experienced a plethora of special and unforgettable moments, which nobody can ever take away from us. We will unfortunately depart in separate ways, but we will always be one united army. So get out there, pursue your dreams, and may the class of 2020 honor Pauahi's legacy by becoming the intelligent and determined leaders of the future, using our perfect 2020 vision.
Aloha ahiahi na kumu, na ohana, a me ko'u mau hoa kula. Manaola na vau, mai ka'i ko'oko ola ana, a me ko'oko noho ana. Good evening, teachers, faculty, families, and my fellow classmates. I hope that you're all in good health and doing well. To the class of 2020, apparently we've made it. Congratulations on making it through your final year, but we all understand that this was supposed to be our year. As we all know, the COVID-19 pandemic has taken far too much. We were robbed of the opportunity to sweep the 100th year of Song Contest, attend senior prom, graduate at Blaisdell, board the bus to Project Grad, and participate in athletics, the science fair, history day, robotics, and speech and debate. We've all missed out on opportunities. I know that personally, I miss going to class and doing schoolwork. Actually, no, I don't miss that. I don't miss having to wear uniforms. I definitely prefer sleeping in and being able to attend lectures while I make myself breakfast. I enjoy eating something other than chicken for lunch. But I will miss waiting in the midgift until 7:33 to walk to class. I will miss Kumu Jimmy Chan yelling at me to grab a lunch tray as I try to sneak away. Most of all, I will miss sitting with my boys at the lunch table. Thank you guys for making lunch the best part of the school day. As a class, we are largely hurting and frustrated by the opportunities that we have lost. I've seen people protesting for a real song contest and a real graduation. And just like all of you, I wish things worked out much differently. In light of everything, it's easy to despair over our circumstances and act as if COVID-19 has stolen something from us. But we must remain mindful of the bigger picture, the much more severe losses incurred by those around us. Think about the students who don't have access to laptops to ease the transition into online schooling. Think about the individuals who have lost their jobs, or the businesses that shut down and will never reopen. Think about the families who are struggling to put food on the table, and most sobering of all, the people that are actually dying and losing loved ones to this disease. America's unemployment has swelled to Great Depression era levels. Hawaii's unemployment is currently 37%. In December, it was 2.6. I understand that COVID-19 has taken lifelong memories from our class, but let's put our grievances into perspective. In this season, we are victims of circumstance, but we do not have to adopt a victim mentality. The victim mentality can be self-fulfilling. If you see yourself as powerless, weak, and unprotected, you become a victim to your own fear, a personal grudge, or a sense of helplessness. We have been injured by the coronavirus and could easily hold on to this frustration and sadness for the rest of our lives. But we would be held captive by something that we have no control over. And to be honest, we will never get it back. We do not have to give up our ability to make something good out of a bad situation. There is some value in protest to bring awareness when there is none, but when we obsess over things we have no control over, obsess over the wrongs of the past, we run the risk of tethering ourselves to it and preventing forward progress. This poses a question: have Hawaiians adopted this victim mentality? There is no doubt that as a people, we have already faced obstacles through disease, overthrow, and marginalization. But dwelling on being a victim takes energy away from our attempts to regain what we've lost. Why is it that even though 10% of Hawaii identifies as Native Hawaiian, we make up 43% of the prison population and 39% of the homeless population? Native Hawaiians have the lowest household income. 0 members of the Hawaii Supreme Court are Native Hawaiians. Let us not be victims that only protest the system, but we must instead change the system from within. We must educate ourselves and rightfully earn our spots atop the socioeconomic pyramid. There are many negative stereotypes associated with Native Hawaiians. In order to change how we are perceived, we must succeed in college, earn our degrees, and uplift ourselves in visible situations. And in doing so, uplift our greater community. Instead of protesting against the powerful, why not become the powerful, and then make significant changes for the Hawaiian people? Whether you are a lawyer, work at Hawaiian Airlines, a firefighter, a mahi aikalo, a doctor, a police officer, a lawai'a, or a politician, strive for greatness in your individual fields. Work to be the best. As Hawaiians, by rejecting the mentality of a victim, by becoming exceptional, by working hard, leading, and gaining prominence, we will gain the influence and the ability to create change. We must reject victimhood. As the class of 2020, we have suffered loss, but that same sadness and frustration cannot be allowed to blind us. We must make the most of our situation. Be grateful for the hard work and diligence of our faculty who are trying to make the end of this year memorable, and look forward to the future. But first, I would like to thank those who have made this journey possible. Thank you to Mr. Nish, Ms. Hansen, Kauka, Sava, Mr. Hutch, Kumuka'ivi, Kumugovea, and Mr. Torifuku for helping me to grow as both a student and an individual. Mahalo e poahi no keikula a me ko hoilina no na kanaka Hawaii a pau. Thank you to all of my friends who helped me with assignments, made me laugh, and got me through these 4 years of high school. Thank you to the Lane, the group of friends I grew up with, for making my childhood enjoyable and memorable. To my parents, you will never understand how much I appreciate you two for providing for me, comforting me, motivating me, and providing my siblings and I with every chance to succeed, both in and outside of school. To my siblings, Michelle, thank you for setting such high standards. Madison, thank you for exemplifying what true work ethic looks like. And Matthew, thank you for always keeping me sane and entertained. Most of all, I'd like to thank God for placing me in this situation, blessing my family and me, and for the ultimate gift of eternal life. As Hawaiians within an American society, within our global society, the most effective way for us to rebuild Hawaii, to expand the reach of our culture, is to grab hold of the future and make it our own. Remember the past and let it drive us forward. I am confident that we as Hawaiians are capable of this, and I know that we, the class of 2020, can be even more than good and industrious students. My fellow classmates, as we begin the next chapter in our lives, I implore you to not only encourage change, but to force it into existence. Thank you, everyone, and please stay safe.
Aloha to the class of 2020, parents, family, and friends. My name is Wendy Erskine, and I'm the principal here at Kamehameha Schools Kapalama. I was born and raised here in Hawaii and have been living and working in Chicago for the last 10 years. 2 years ago, we began to consider moving home because I was lucky enough to have a daughter, Leana, or Lele, as many students know her. Knowing how much growing up in Hawaii has shaped who I am, I knew that giving my daughter those same opportunities was not something I could pass up. I remember being at my own graduation, excited to leave Hawaii, ready to go away to Chicago and attend Northwestern. I also remember being so homesick my first month and calling my mom almost every night to ask her to let me come home. She would often remind me that the hardest things in life help shape who you are, and I'm grateful to her for the reminders to not give up, remain steadfast, and endure. I know that for many of us, this year started with hope and promise. And while this year certainly hasn't ended exactly the way that we thought it would, I've had the pleasure of getting to know so many of the class of 2020 through things like boarding dinners, Ho'ike rehearsals, and our Rose Bowl band trip this past January. You're a unique class with brilliant and talented people, and I know the future of our Lahui rests in good hands. None of our seniors would be where they are without the support of their ohana, and one of our time-honored traditions is to recognize the people who have loved and nurtured our students over the past 18 years, and I'm pleased to continue that tradition. Parents, you're a very special group of people who have dedicated your lives to nurturing and supporting our students, and we thank you for all that you've done to make sure that they can constantly grow during these years of challenge and change. Please take a moment, students, to provide mahalo and aloha to your parents. Grandparents and great-grandparents, I was lucky enough to know my great-grandmother and to be raised by my maternal grandmother. My daughter proudly carries her name now. She taught me many things, but most importantly, the value of education. Students, please take a moment to aloha and mahalo your kupuna. Finally, our kumu. It is fitting that during this month we celebrate teacher appreciation. The life of a teacher doesn't start at 8 a.m. and it doesn't finish at 5 p.m. It continues for years and years, and the impact that you have isn't always seen immediately. I'm deeply grateful to all of them to call them colleagues in this work, and I'd love for you students to make sure that you take a moment to recognize your kumu and your staff that have supported you over the past few years. In closing, I want to thank the class of 2020. You've taught me so many things about resilience, endurance, and how to endure. I think that you're a wonderful group of students that are going to blaze a future for our community and our lahui. And thank you so much for all that you've done for our school. Have a great summer, and we'll hope to see you soon as alumni.
Aloha pumehana kākou. In an ordinary setting, in a typical year, I would use this commencement speech to talk about things like academic accolades, athletic accomplishments, and examples of servant leadership. Instead, we find ourselves in this situation that can only be described as anything but ordinary. All around us, the entire world continues to fight for survival despite the devastating physical, emotional, and financial fallout brought on by this global pandemic. The worldwide trauma is unlike anything we have ever experienced in our lifetimes, and we are all anxiously awaiting the day when we are able to express our aloha to each other through a simple embrace. But you seniors, you are a class above all others. We are an academically rigorous school, and as such, have high expectations befitting of future OEV leaders. But scholastic achievement is about more than just grades and scores. In today's evolving educational landscape, academic achievement is merely an indicator of ingenuity. As you bear the burden of hope upon your young shoulders, that ingenuity will be one of your greatest assets to share with the world. Anna Grondowski is an example of a student who has inspired hope through her contributions to the science community. She has received numerous awards at the local, national, and international levels of high school science competition, earning recognition and coveted scholarship money that can help quench her insatiable thirst for knowledge. I'm highlighting Anna right now because her work is astonishing, but really her accomplishments are a reflection of the same thirst in all of you. Seniors, take that thirst for knowledge and understanding and use it to show the world the mark you make will be profound and unmistakable. Christmas Togiai is a success story that paints the perfect picture of the class of 2020's resolve. Despite suffering a serious season-ending injury prior to the boys' state championship basketball game, his determination, talent, and perseverance were enough to earn him the title of 2019's Gatorade Boys Basketball Player of the Year. Just as in the case of academics, this kind of warrior mentality in athletics is also indicative of something larger, something more layered. Beyond the baskets and touchdowns, spikes, strikes, and every other stat, I see resilience. I see the attitude that confronts doubt and powers through. Perhaps the unique trait of the class of 2020 that I admire most is your selflessness. Your classmate, Ka'eo Kekumano, is a great example of this spirit. An accomplished scholar, Ka'eo has applied the knowledge gained within these hallowed walls of Kapalama and helped others connect important dots. He volunteered to teach a group of 75 indigenous students from across the continent about Hawaiian plant and phytoplankton identification, digital water quality testing to measure levels of dissolved oxygen, pH, temperature, and salinity, and many other complex lessons. But perhaps the biggest takeaway from Ka'eo's work, the most important dot connected, was that our kupuna, on some ancestral level, understood all of these complex lessons and applied them in their regard for the Aina. Ka'eo highlighted the convergence point between our history, our present, and our hopeful future. His willingness, your willingness to share the richness of yourselves and the ikevaivai of your kupuna with others is both admirable and disarming. Ingenuity, resilience, selflessness. These three pillars will carry you far in the world that has been rocked off balance today and the world that will emerge tomorrow. Our very own beloved Keali'i Pauahi would be so proud of the good and industrious young Kanaka Maoli you have all become. Her vision alone is proof that she herself saw the value of these traits and built her entire legacy upon a foundation of aloha for her people, aloha for her land, and aloha for Keakua. So be thirsty. Stare uncertainty square in the face and keep the aloha of your kupuna in your heart. And as we all make our way through the dark, know that you have the power and the tools to overcome and be the lahui leaders we've always known you would become. With that said, members of the Board of Trustees, on behalf of Nā Kumu, a me Nā Alakai o Kamehameha Schools Kapalama, I certify that the members of the class of 2020 presented here have successfully completed all requirements for graduation. It is my privilege and honor to recognize our newest graduating class of Kamehameha Schools Kapalama.
Malea Hi'ilani Aguano, Academic Honors Diploma. Kili Reiko Punilei Alu Takaki, Academic Honors Diploma. Ashlyn Hivalani Okeanela Ani. Joanna Mayumi Kaihilei Roden Ani, Academic Honors Diploma. Sarah Pononui Alo. Alize Leina Ala Ahuna Turquesa, Academic Honors Diploma. Keonilei Kayla Akana. Kaila Kailiva'alani o Ni'ihau Aken. Jolei Kealohi Kiyomi Akima. Zaisha Moana Akina Mahoy, Academic Honors Diploma. Anela Joy Akiu, Academic Honors Diploma. Koanilea Jelaine Kapulani Kinimaka Alquiza Kenny. Caitlin Keali'i Helen Mauna Anderson, Academic Honors Diploma. Arleila Loea Andrade. Tierney Elizabeth Pu'uvai Apua Keho. Jamie Grace Kamakalehua Aquino Kamali'i, Academic Honors Diploma. Caitlin Haunani Teruko Arakaki. Hannah Kupa'a I Kealoali'i o Kahivahiva K. Asano. Hunter Azure Kealohi Kamakana o Na Leni Aloha Atkins, Academic Honors Diploma. Selina Bernadette Yuklan Puamamane Aud. Hunter Page Kavailele I Keauli'a Alvaro Rukowski. Kailin Namaka Ahi'i Ike Nona Lani McEnroe Avila. Iselin Virginia Kanoile Hua Kauhilani Maka Kane Kapole Bokoso. Alohi Malie Okealaula Rayla Baker. Michaela Lokomai Kaikea Kua Baniaga. Kaya Kaholo Miyoko Bannister. Zoe Kalei Nani Bell, Academic Honors Diploma. Elisa Marie Tiare Betiru. Tristan Nalea Billamore. Jenna Mahialani Beyondine. Jordan Kianuhea Blanchard, Academic Honors Diploma. Leinoi Kauai Mihalani Bumanglang Padilla. Kylie Kameleoke Kai Kane, Academic Honors Diploma. Alexandrina Bernadette Saper Canberra. Carly Kamakea Canella. Chastity Breeze Hokuli'io Kalani Carbom. Arissa Kaohinani Chang. Jasmine Ku'upua Chang. Chloe Kimiko Ka'aimahui Chinen, Academic Honors Diploma. Ryan Christine Kuen Y Hisai Ching, Academic Honors Diploma. Madison Laikuo Kalani Keanini Chalk. Kealohi Amalia Dixon Chu, Academic Honors Diploma. Mariah Noelani Chun. Amanda Kimie Kamali'i Coburn, Academic Honors Diploma. Ashley Yahanamaluhia Contreras. Ashanti Kealohilani Honi'ia Mekamaile Kaluhea Charmaine Guzman Corotan. Taylor Mariko Mahealani Cox, Academic Honors Diploma. Mahie Kalei Mailani Aya Crab, Academic Honors Diploma. Nanea Kanoilani Mackenzie Tabanera Cruz. Quinn Kaleilani Ali'iwahine Lung Nguyen Kumareng. Maya Kahili Damaso Garcia. Teani Christina Kawaipuhilani DeFries, Academic Honors Diploma. Tara Cotone Kaonohi Makamai Desa, Academic Honors Diploma. Mahialani Yvette Kahavaiola'a Dinik, Academic Honors Diploma. Emma Jane Malia DeGuerre. J. Lee Kameleonamo Milani Dela Cruz. Candy Napua Nokavekiu Cam Diaz. Gabriela La'akea Kalehua Okalani Mai Di Carlo, Academic Honors Diploma. Hi'ilei Nani Malamalama Joy Dikilato, Academic Honors Diploma. Joy Pomaikai Kealoha Onalani Domingo Kame'enui, Academic Honors Diploma. Kaluhea Fe Lu'ukia Dudois, Academic Honors Diploma. Eileen Meleana Mai Kapu'uvai Duvashel. Kayla Miche Ku'upua Olani Faulkner, Academic Honors Diploma. Jadine Hi'ilani Flores. Sasha K.M. Foy. Jade Mahina Frank, Academic Honors Diploma. Kamalani Isabella Freitas. Kalealoha Juliana Froning, Academic Honors Diploma. Catherine E. Kiau Ho'ola'i o Kamoana Fu. Tyra Ku'upua Mai Ole Galano. Tai He Pua Ala Laha Ole Gibson. Lauren Hilina'i Gillilan, Academic Honors Diploma. Teana Rose U'imailani Gonzalez, Academic Honors Diploma. Mia Taryn Goulart, Academic Honors Diploma. Cheyenne Autumn Kapulelehua Green, Academic Honors Diploma. Anna Louise Leilani Grundalski, Academic Honors Diploma. Maya Michiko Moani'ala Hagiwara, Academic Honors Diploma. Hi'ilei Mehana o Ku'upoli Hanohano, Academic Honors Diploma. Kahonilani Leah Harriman, Academic Honors Diploma. He makana pua I ka maluhia Faith Hirahara. Catherine Hoapili Mika Ho. Hilina'i Nicola Hochuli, Academic Honors Diploma. Kahealani Keli'i Holo I Kahiki Hoffman. Caitlin Kealohilani Holeso. Lisa Lynn Hopoi, Academic Honors Diploma. Caitlin Kaniala'i Kau'ionalani Iaya. Anela Ka'iini Ikes. Pomaikai Kamelia Aloha Ho'onani Keali'i Hemolele Kauli'a Igawa. Daphne Ann Eli. Tia Anela Moriko Joseph. Arlie Kim Lynn Pualani Ka'apana. Haley Yoshiko Kahoku Maikalani Kadokawa, Academic Honors Diploma. Kalista Kiyomi Kalia Maikalani Kahoi Kapu, Academic Honors Diploma. Kiana Lindsay Kalahele, Academic Honors Diploma. Meali'i No'eau Soilan Akiona Kalani. Kalia Makana Makamai Beshaw Kalua. Mahina Kahiau Kanani Hiva Hiva o Nā Kupuna Kame'enui Becker. Kili Ann Ku'uhiva Kaupu Hanks. Kobe Healani Cavello. Jocelyn Kamakana Mailani Cavello, Academic Honors Diploma. Kiana Kehakalani Aiko Kea, Academic Honors Diploma. Keisha Kealohilani Kumiko Kealalio, Academic Honors Diploma. Kailana Taylor Keene. Chloe Ku'ulei Maikalani Keli'i Pio, Academic Honors Diploma. Taylor Pomaikai Hiva Hiva Maikalani Tomiko Keomaka. Charlize Pulelehua Keau Kalani Kia Napaipai, Academic Honors Diploma. Nalani Evelyn Klopfenstein. Tyler Reiko vai ho'olu'u kea nue o Kalani Kobashigawa Baker. JC Puamelia Koko. Jennifer Lee Hua Kopp, Academic Honors Diploma. Kaimele Daisy Kopp, Academic Honors Diploma. Cherish Kewahine Ui Makamai o Nalani Ulualoha Lily Kuye'e. Anastasia Mana'olana I ke Keiki Hiva Kuikahi, Academic Honors Diploma. Ililani Tomi Lot. Sarah Auli'i Kalei Kaumaka a Kawahine no Hopono Lacey Irvine, Academic Honors Diploma. JC Lee Kealalani Lam Fono Kalafi. Kamaka Kai Anela Lau. Anela Okalani Sacramento Lee. Emma Puakailima Lindsay. Joy Mehua Liu, Academic Honors Diploma. Keao Malamalama I Shing Kirin Liu, Academic Honors Diploma. Kaonohi Kaumaka Keave, Kananio Keakua, Holokai Lopez. Randy Kuaihealani Vainohia Love. Auli'i Pearl Kauanoi Anuhea Luddington, Academic Honors Diploma. Kealani Grace Louis Kwan. Jade Mi Jun Alohilani Aiko Lum, Academic Honors Diploma. Malaya Chamarach Kilivehi Sumlin Lum. Maluhia Maile Lauli'i Ma'a. Andy Malia Waialai Machida, Academic Honors Diploma. Eva Kaniloa Mai Kawila Nui Ma Keha I Kalani, Magalenes Kaleikoa. Megan Kahiva o Nalani Mahikoa. Alyssa Kapili Aloha Mai Kalani Tomoko Mahoi, Academic Honors Diploma. Tehani AJ Kaimipono Mailua. Roxanne Mulan o Makalapua ke Kamaeu o Kapuhaka, Maine, Academic Honors Diploma. Moani Keala Ashley Manu. Malie Melekini Marfil. Haley Chiemi Melia Masaki, Academic Honors Diploma. Lexis Ann Makanani Mata. Alina Lokelani o Nakupuna Ua Taunuu Mauai. Michaela Bella Makala. Kylie Hikaru McGough, Academic Honors Diploma. Maila Jo Kalaolono I Keaveave Aloha McKeague. Kirsty Puana McKee, Academic Honors Diploma. Mahina Shizue Melim, Academic Honors Diploma. Hau'oli Namahana Risia Myers. Lexi Keelikolani Myers. Reese Noeau Akeli'ilani Yuk Gen Mokuau, Academic Honors Diploma. Makana Mai Kalani Ilima ku'upu'u vai kapua kilolani makanani matalana. Maya Haleaka Mota. Samantha Kauilani Nakagawa, Academic Honors Diploma. Precious Ku'unani Makamai Analalani Tomie Nakamoto. Esther Kahealuna Nam. Sedona Ariz Leilani Kalea Nelson. Keana Kealanuhea o Kapualani Nero. Olivia Suzanne Lealoha Makamai Maua Wahine Newman. Mikiala Anuhea Ing, Academic Honors Diploma. Carly Rose Ku'aloha Maikalani Nihoa Ka'ana Ana. Kishel Makana o Naualani a me ka makani o ke kai lausei oana. Makaya Noelani o Calvi, Academic Honors Diploma. Auli'i Keku Mayelani Olsen. Caitlin Jitsuko Ha'aha'a I Kapu'uvai no Keia Keiki o Nalani Onzuka, Academic Honors Diploma. Mia Elizabeth Kau'i Maka o Nauna Ostrowski. Brittany Kamakana Po Mai Ka'i Mai Kalani Padilla. Tasia Moani Pike. Crystal Anuhea Pereira, Academic Honors Diploma. Lindsay Keopuolani Perrin, Academic Honors Diploma. Kapuanalani Kaleilani Ho'oheno Zoe Pilayo. Cheyenne Mo'olani Poloa, Academic Honors Diploma. Nani Anela Shayna Quinlan, Academic Honors Diploma. Jasmine Kamomio Ku'upu'uvai Quintua Salave'a. Sage Ku'upu'uvai Rannon, Academic Honors Diploma. Paige Haunani Respicio. Kaylee Itsuko Rebella Takamoto, Academic Honors Diploma. Marie Faith Kilinahe Richer, Academic Honors Diploma. Kiana Nicole Kealoha Pau Ole Riso, Academic Honors Diploma. Ariana Keikilani Rivera. Shyler Kuuipo Ho'oheno Makapihana Kalani Robinson. Daisha Lee Ivalani Romualdo. Victoria Azali Hi'ialo Kamakahukilani Naipuone Ni'ihau Rosa. Keaheake Kehau Kahiananui Ross. Kiana Kamoana I Kapaia E Keakua Ross, Academic Honors Diploma. Kyla Kahimalo'o I Hakuia E Keakua Ross, Academic Honors Diploma. Chelsea Dawn Mahialani Libarios Anguay Sagon, Academic Honors Diploma. Olivia Kavaili Ula Sakis, Academic Honors Diploma. Melia Ann Ripolo Salangjon. Rissa Ohelo Sanchez, Academic Honors Diploma. Maria Mahelani Sanchez Perez. Keenan Irene Kehaulani Santiago. Kahale Malalo o Kaeo Kalani Ivalani Sardina Viloria, Academic Honors Diploma. Rive Elizabeth Leihuanani Shenbek Chang. Sophia Rose Schrader. Hokumalie Toure Serna. Asia Lynn Kale'alani Silva. Cheyenne Shari Auli'i Silva. Camille Leihulu Slego, Academic Honors Diploma. Brian Debbie Hiakaikapolio Pele Motoko Sores, Academic Honors Diploma. Sanoy Kahialani Sangsang. Kaylin Nanea Sue. Brandy Vayakui Kalani Soon. Salamasina Imiloa Amy Janice Sotoa, Academic Honors Diploma. Ke'au Kavailani Souza. Jamesy Kaiau Kamalie Spencer. Kaimalie Catherine Stensgaard, Academic Honors Diploma. Minoako Kalani Michele Stewart. Noel Tafailangi Kaimalie Sua Godene. Kylie Kiyoko Helei Okalani Sugahara. Emmy Pukanala Tabije. Taylor Kaleimomi Takahashi, Academic Honors Diploma. Michelle Kalena Chioko Tam, Academic Honors Diploma. Tausani Iutita Akiu Tavale. Lana June Mahialani Tennant, Academic Honors Diploma. Kristen Kekama Nohoi Kalai Mitsue Terada, Academic Honors Diploma. Tehani Kauilani Tevez, Academic Honors Diploma. Serenity Puuvailani Kaimana Lohi Lohi Fujinaga, Tolefson Kelly. Naya Kainani Kim Torres. Jael Kaleo Nahenahe Valencia. Chloe Alia Valera. Alea Noreen Kuuali'ilani Vendiola. Hunter Kalehua Kalani Teporava Vesnevsky. Adara Michelle Pua Onaunalani Depp Wagenman, Academic Honors Diploma. Kyra Kiyomi Lei Ming Watada, Academic Honors Diploma. Claudia Lauren Vaimiti Noelani Okavahineui Watson. Natalie Rose Kalei Puanani Wilcox, Academic Honors Diploma. Liana Kamalani Wong. Jordan Ku'ulei Aloha Sakiko Yogi, Academic Honors Diploma. Haley Kai Zalapani. Antonia Ho'opi'iaina Zizi.
Aina Kala'i Abergis. Caleb Kainalu Adams. Ocean Angel Malulani Aila. Blaze Kaleko Maka Akana. Anthony Thomas Kauanoi Oshiro Akau. Elijah Kekiki Makoa Kalani Akiona. Benjamin Isaac Alapai Jr. Devin Khan Alejado. Pono Joseph Almeida. Lucas James Vieira Anakalea. Dylan Thomas Kaliko La'akeo Kekai Anduha. Aiden Kekai Hi'inalu Aquino. Tia Mana Kamaehu Anderson. Ronnie Lou Arivalo III. Nainoa Robert Luke Arin Karayan, Academic Honors Diploma. Kaipokai Kawai Holomalie Kenshu Arita, Academic Honors Diploma. Nicholas Keko Keakua Atkins, Academic Honors Diploma. Logan Kahakumaka Pa'ahana Kali'imoku Aveo. Marley Lawrence Ka'iini Taisali, Bailey. Chase Ka'imi No'eo Ka'upena, Raka, Baleares. Isaac John Keahonui Goes Bar, Academic Honors Diploma. Kaimana Pu'uvai Haukila, Chansom Barrett. Kalani Ka'imi Pono me ka Pu'uvai Ipiha Kaumaka Bio. Noah Kamakoa Blaisdell, Academic Honors Diploma. Duke Kainalu Borengasser. Micah Palani Bradley. Justin Avery Kayopuna Kabansag Jr. Joshua J.H. Cabe. Po'okela Century Koali'i Camarillo. Trevor Lee Kioni Manaonalani Casabar, Academic Honors Diploma. Kupono Keali'i Hanohano Kalani Hakwa Chandler, Academic Honors Diploma. Gannon Robert Makano Kalani Chinin. Jaren Kamakana o Ka Kekina Aloha Bo Young Chan. Cade William La'akea Nahoa Chan. Riddick Keali'i Kanalu Contreras. Noah Lehala Kap. Edward Lindsay Pa'a Mai Ulu Kumakani Correa IV. Justin Damian Kavika Coelho. Dustin Kainalu La'iku Nikichi Ndano. Keanu Makano Kalani Dayton, Academic Honors Diploma. Braden Iokepa Keave Mauhili DeFries. Davis Pono DeMello. Jonah Navello Domingo. Keola Downing. Haven Kahakai in Cabo. Pawa Irie Esteran, Academic Honors Diploma. Ezra Kalena Evaimalo. Anthony William Farr. Noah Keola Maikalani Fiato. Elijah Alakai Felix Vieira. Kaimi Pono Alexander Kekolike Fisher. Ian Douglas Kekua Kukahio Kekai Forsyth, Academic Honors Diploma. Josias Pili Namaka Ika Oya I'u Kaupu Franda. Robert Keliko Aela Kauai Kekai Fujimori. Davidson Kaleo E. Fukuda. Mason Kauililani Gibson. Makana Pohakala Maluna Oko'olau Gomes. Kobe Keanuanu Mai Kalani Mai Gonzalez Simao. Kaihe Hau Tamotsu Gu, Academic Honors Diploma. Seth Andrew Hayashi K. Gule. Kaivi Kahikolu Joseph Greeny, Academic Honors Diploma. Kaleo Nahe Nahe Masanobu Green. Thomas Dale Kalai Hashimoto Green. Micah Kiki Au Ula Akalani Galderama. Jackson Dean Makano Keakua Aloha Clarence Akaniao Halemano. Luke Po'okela Hamokan. Kalamakui Keao Lauloa Haini, Academic Honors Diploma. Jonathan Douglas Pomaikai Herbert. Iokea Wing Chi Hokoana. Robert Kaleo Aloha Iaya. Ku Kamaehu Makako Kalani Cody Inaba. Isaac Ahonui Johnson, Academic Honors Diploma. Jansen Lee Christopher Kekio Puni Julian. Josiah Kekuaonalani Ka'a'a. Chaden Micah Kaleko Maka Nakai Malu Kahalio Umi Viluan. Tai Samasama Keahi Vela Kaimi na Oau e Te Wati. Tegan Kalei Holo Mau I Ke Kai Pono Kenesi Kaitoku. Jordan Takaaki Kajiwara. Leo Kanui Olo Mana o Kalani Kala au Kahi. Chanston Kalei Muki Hana Kalei Koa. Zayden Waimako Kalani Hahule Mai I ka honua o Keiki Aloha Mana o Ola o Kikai Kamanu Tolentino. Chase Robert Pueo Hulunui Kane, Academic Honors Diploma. Jaden Kieli'i Kaimi Kapali. Makali'i Robert Allen Haruo Linyi Katagiri, Academic Honors Diploma. Dane Keanu Akira Kauluko Chang, Academic Honors Diploma. Evan Kaulavena Kaue. Jared Haruo Keali'i Kawamura. Bishop Makani e Ho'ona Kea. Joshua Kalani Kalekaumaka Kealoha. Kaeo Thomas Lee Shuan Kekumano, Academic Honors Diploma. Nainoa Kawaipua I Kawaha o Kahaku, Kellet Kraus. Omari Imipono Obasi Kenyatta. Tannen Michael Kekupuloa o Kamililani Kim. Rex Namakalapa Ahi Hanaike Kimura. William Blaze Kanaina E.E. King. Kamaha'o Samuel Lealoha Kini Lopez, Academic Honors Diploma. Shane Nakana Kunimitsu, Academic Honors Diploma. Ryzen Ka Elo Kaloa Po Kenjiro Lane. Bailey Lopaka Lee. Elijah Joseph Kapono Lee, Academic Honors Diploma. Rusty Kilino Leon Guerrero. Micah Vaitele Kaina Lilo, Academic Honors Diploma. Bryce Kekoa Pilialoha Linsangin. Jaden Kinaole Liu, Academic Honors Diploma. Trayton Kekoa Kalani Young Sung Lu, Academic Honors Diploma. Javen Kupono Lopez. Jordan Kalaikuo Kalani Lopez. Kahuike Cody Tang Sang Lorenzo. Sean Zachary Keone Lorenzo Jr., Academic Honors Diploma. Timothy John Keone Koa Lorenzo. Zachary George Kaleko Maka Tamayo Lorenzo, Academic Honors Diploma. Shiloh Moana Kai Louis Kaneakua. Tahitoa Pailaka Leroy Lewis Perkins. Jordan Kamehano Kala Lucas. Joby Mateo Sunejido Kuluwai Maka alum, Academic Honors Diploma. Dane Orion Tausaafi Kaneka Maiva. Joey Vahikapu Mahiai Paleka. Koali'i Achaigua Makuakane. Rain Matsuura. Titus Kamalamakaua Maunakea. Vehi aloha kalehua opuna liloa ho'ohua miki. Tanuvasa Talalotu Moe. Tanner Hau'oli Moku. Cameron Ray Morgan, Academic Honors Diploma. Ke kai ka ililau o ke koa Morimoto. Michael Tadao Ka-eo Murata, Academic Honors Diploma. Devin Kikuo Kalani Nakahara. Dylan Pu'uvai Haukila Nakahara. Cordell Kamaha'o Ing. Kason Ka'ala Ikari Nitahara. Ka'ena J. Nobriga. Charles Kuanu'uanu Nunes. Cade Kanamu Kaivi Honua Officer. Makali'i Lani Kalepa Oliveira. Logan Masahiko Makana I Maikalani Onzuka, Academic Honors Diploma. Tyler Michael Lawrence Aribio, Academic Honors Diploma. Kainoa John Andrew Oyama. Evan Paul Makanahiva Padilla, Academic Honors Diploma. Kahekili Uhane Pahio. Brandon Kekoa Ka Ho Daikoku Pang, Academic Honors Diploma. Zachariah Kawai Rikia Pang, Academic Honors Diploma. Timothy Kainoa Parrish. Kanalu Ha'aheo Kona Lani I Hali Ia Kahau Oli John Hideo Akona Paua Pasqua. Brandon Tiny Keanu Pave, Academic Honors Diploma. Simon Koa Konapiliahi Philip, Academic Honors Diploma. Makai Koa Kama Aina Kai Kunane He Enalulele o Kilohana, Pia Ho'manavanui. Jake Kaho Ululahui Pickering. Javen Robert Kaleohu Pimentel. Preston Na'alelalani Ponteris, Academic Honors Diploma. Brant Johnson Ekolu Porter. Raymond Reynolds Rapanui Poo. Joshua Makana Lai Quigley. Hanu Kin Singh Rakoma. Skylar Kayolohia Ramos. Preston Ka Eo Resentes. Josiah Aukake Roback. Kobe Keauli Hakuia Ekea Kua Ross, Academic Honors Diploma. Kenny's Lucky Mau Keanu Rowe, Academic Honors Diploma. Cameron Keanu Mahelona Saba. Keola Maupono Vicente Gregory Sagario. Nevin Kalani Kazuyoshi Sakai. Tyler Kaikena Visco Sakata, Academic Honors Diploma. Bryson Ikaika Ali Iloa Salcedo. Caleb Imipono Angwai Sampson. Keola Reese Sanchez. Maika Tadao Ikaika Sasaki. Hananaya Kanoeau Kamaleiola Sataraka. Kelena Lanakila Ha'aha'a o Kekua Mark Allen Sawyer, Academic Honors Diploma. Matthew Kaipo Kehua La'akea Sebai Abordo. Kellen Keli'io Hawaii Kea Kuanui Sheldon McGeehan. Isaiah Michael Kikamapono Shizuru. Brayson Isaiah Keli'ikulani Silva, Academic Honors Diploma. Braden Kepano Kila Simao. Kia'i Kalele James Kahiau Mikealoha Tairoa Sonogini. Derek Hardy Kamakana Aloha Sung, Academic Honors Diploma. Jairin Elau Makani Soriano Kayahua. Samson Akua Nino Reantillo Sunio, Academic Honors Diploma. Cody Ryan Kayakohau Taktakan. Kela'i Kila Kila Helena Takahashi. Nicholas Ken Kahiao Tanaka, Academic Honors Diploma. Travis Ka-Eo Ten. Kaisen Kalahikiola Joseph Cabanilla Terakina. Trevor Nainoa Teruya. Anthony Viriamu Rai Manaura Thomas Fono'imoana. Noah Kanoe Thompson, Academic Honors Diploma. Micah Charles Ehukai Tilton, Academic Honors Diploma. Kavela Kamalani Timoteo. Christmas Leve Togiai Jr., Academic Honors Diploma. Tevin Micah Kaleohano Torres. Kupu Kiahio Kanaka Tuifua. Kaimakani Vic Ulansi. Trent Michael Unebasami. Dylan Kilikapela Valentine. Jordan Kupono Hulk Vedeli, Academic Honors Diploma. Vincente James Novello Ike Veneziano. Duke Louis Kukamaehu Vieira, Academic Honors Diploma. Grayson Hideo Kamuela Visoria. Mitchell Takeshi Makana Waikiki. Hunter Kekua Valdez White. Liam Kunio Iosefa Wilson. Manaya Kalani Tonu Wolfgram. Ethan Kupono Juan. Kama Ake Kahio Luther Wong, Academic Honors Diploma. Kaisen Kaikala Ken Yamashita. Jeremy Kiaukahi Kupono I. Sai Li Yin Hoi Kaulana Young. Patterson Achang Ka'anoi Imina Oau Chaba Young. Zachary Christian Ikaika Young. Daniel Kekua Ha Naumua Okeali'i Zan.
E ho'o malu kākou. E ke akua, e ia mākou kau keiki. Ke mahalo aku mākou ia oe no nā mea apau a oe haawi mai ia mākou. Ke ia laho ka hanuola a me nā mea apau no ka pono o kou mākou noho ana. E olu olu, ho'o mana o mai ia mākou, ma kahi a kākou e hele aku ai ke akua no. Heavenly Father, you know our hearts and you know everything that is happening in this season. Lord, I ask that you continue to guide our class of 2020 and watch over us as we embark upon our new journeys. Let us be vessels of you, God. Use us, mold us, renew us, Lord. Thank you for your word that is a lamp unto our feet, that strengthens us and allows us to draw nearer to you. And whatever plans you have in store for us, God, I know that they are good because you are faithful and your love never fails. Remind us, Lord, that even when we don't see it, you're working. And even when we don't feel it, you're working. And though this season has brought an infinite list of uncertainties, especially for our class, I pray that we continue to seek the light that never goes dim. Thank you for Keali'i Pauahi, Lord, for her kindness, generosity, and spirit to endure. As we continue to grow and walk upon our path, equip us to be humble-hearted servants just like her, Lord. We love you. We thank you. Ama koinoa hemala levaue fulene. Amen.